Okay, how's it going, gents? So, R&G has sent me out a whole bunch of awesome stuff. That's a little Charmy. It's my little bearded dragon. He's running away. He doesn't want to be in the video. Do you, little buddy? Where you going? Where you going, little buddy? Anyway, so they've sent me out a list of stuff. I'm about to try and put on some of the easy stuff. I'll need to do it on the weekend, some of the other stuff. So they've sent me out the R&G tail tidy, R&G radiator guard, R&G engine case covers. That's for all the sides of the engine case and the water pump and other things. R&G radiator cooler guard. These are the front fork sliders. These are the aero frame sliders. They're the pretty common ones. I had these on my 636. Spools for the back. Had these on my 636. Stolen. Frame plug. It's just the front brake reservoir. Little protector thing. Stops it from oxidizing or something. I don't know really what it does. If it does anything. Anyway, so I'm going to go try and put it on while I chase this little bearded dragon around. Alright guys, so I'm going to try and do the first bit really quickly. So this first bit is just this BMW cover bit here. So all it is basically swapping it out for this piece, so that if you come off, you don't scratch the shit out of it. So let's do that bit now. So you only have to remove that bolt, that bolt, and that bolt. Because it's just a cover, you don't have to remove it all. So, oh, and they come off really easily. And place this thing over. Don't have to take the fairing off, which is awesome. And then, yeah, it's pretty much like so. There we go, first bit done. Alright, so next bit is the big one. No, I'm not going to be able to get it off. So there's a Tom top tip. If you're putting on both these cases, do the big one first, because the little one gets in the way. Alright, so then this goes on like this. Like so. Look at that. Easy peasy Japanesey. Done. So there's the second bit done. Bike's looking a bit different now. A lot more black than it was before, but it's all protected. It's looking good. Alright. Time to do this side. Easy again. Only 4 bolts you have to remove. Super easy. So we'll get them out. Working on Kawasaki's and stuff, the bolts were always so tightly in there. It's strange that these are so lightly in there. It's just very light twist and they're out. Okay, so this one had a little bit more work to do. Had to just undo 2 of the bolts of the fairing, so that comes out a bit. Alright, done. So that's that side of the engine cover done. Looks pretty good. Alright, next thing to do is the fork sliders. So this goes through the fork, so you don't scratch the shit out of your fork if you drop it. So that was super easy. Hardest thing's going to be tightening them up, really. Done. So we've got fork sliders now, so we don't destroy our precious forks. Come off in a stack. Still haven't cleaned up the bloody goo and shit when I took the reflectors off. Really need to do that. So freaking lazy. Anyway, frame plug. This is going to be the easiest. Just this easy. Goes in. I'm going to do this one-handed. 3mm Allen keys. Tighten that up. Done. Finish off that frame plug just with a R&G sticker that goes in it. Looking good. Alright, so now I'm going to install this radiator guard on the Radiator. And I also have an foil cooler guard as well. I'll put that on as well. I thought those were going to be very hard to put on, but they look quite easy. So hopefully this is easy. Alright, I'm not going to lie, that was very difficult to get that radiator guard on. So if you see, it's cable tied down there. That's just a cable tie. It's cable tied. Where is it? There. And there's another one on that side. So, I mean, it does feel a little sketchy. Yeah, just cable tying. It has a permanent mount, but that's what the instructions said. That wasn't a pleasant experience, but it's done. Radiator guard, oil cooler guard, installed with cable ties. But it's in there pretty snug, so hopefully she'll be right. Alright, so now going for frame sliders. So, okay, so dismantling the fairings and stuff. So the frame slider is going to hack onto there, and it's behind a fairing, so unfortunately I had to take that off. There's a lot of bolts, but BMW's bolts are really easy to get off. They're not done up tightly. It's really weird, but yeah, so cool. Now that's off. Ready to put the frame slider on. So with the RNG frame sliders, you take off this fairing and you put on a bracket that goes in between the engine and the frame mount. So that's a little bracket, just gives you a bolt there where the frame slider goes in now. Okay, so RNG frame slider is now on. So that's that side. Now, of course, BMWs being asymmetrical, get to do the next side, which is different. Luckily, it's right there. No fairings need to be taken off, no mounting brackets need to be put on, so this one will be easy. There we go. Done. So now we have frame sliders ready to go sliding down the road. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll never have to use them, but now a lot of people have a lot of opinions about frame sliders. I kind of agree that I think in a high-speed accident they're not going to do much, could even be detrimental, but generally in a high-speed accident your bike's rooted anyway, so who really cares? It's more for low-speed stuff. Now, I've never actually dropped a bike on the road. I've dropped my dirt bike in the dirt a million times. I've never dropped a bike on the road in my whole life, but I have had a car reverse into my bike twice. And on my 600, if you remember, made that video where I was super angry. It can be extremely expensive just at even just a knockover for fairings and other crap, so that's when things like frame sliders can freaking save your day. Okay, time for the RNG fender eliminator kit. So finally gonna get rid of the BMW stock fender. Alright, now comes the fun part. Some soldering, or soldering if you're in America.
Is this gonna come out with sparks?
Just don't breathe it in.
It's really hot.
Yeah, no.
Can I take my finger off?
No.
It's really hot. It's
okay, take it off, take it off. Cool. So the good thing about the BMW is my Ninja had to do all the soldering and all the wire connectors and stuff on the bike, but this you just take off and then you can wire up the original lights and everything, and it's all perfectly made for the S1000RR original lights. They go on perfectly, which is really good. The Ninja, my Ninja, I had a Yoshimura fender eliminator kit. My Ninja wasn't as good as this RNG one. This RNG one's like perfect. Alright, here's a top tip. Before you plug everything in and screw everything in properly, just give it a test. Give it a lazy test before you screw everything in. So before I've do all the soldering and everything, I just want to make sure I've got my indicators in the right way and everything. I'm going to test it out now. Alright, so after lots of soldering and heat shrinking and stuff, done. Fender eliminator kit put on. So a lot of effort, Always a lot of effort with fender eliminator kits, but looks good, I think. Alright, so I've spent the last few weeks decking out my bike in RNG. Up to the last step. The last bit. So I'll go over everything that I've done. So first off, RNG front axle sliders on both sides. Then engine case covers, frame plug, frame slider. Go on this side, same on this side, frame slider, engine case covers, frame plug, and then got the RNG fender eliminator kit. Fender eliminator kit, then axle spools, and the last step, the last bit of absolute protection is the reservoir sock, of course. So, bam, done. BMW is all protected. Yeah.